With the hard, heavy hitter of Queensryche, Scott. Scott, how you doing, man?
Good. Thanks for having me.
It's all good, man. These guys are going to be playing tonight in front of a really huge crowd, 90-degree weather. Buffalo's been craving for this weather, and we finally have it. And none other at Queensryche is going to be playing to this live audience. Are you guys excited?
Yeah, you know, it's nothing like setting up in the QFC parking lot and playing a big rock show. No, it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun, man. There's a lot of great people out there, and weather's nice, and we're ready to rock and roll, man.
American Soldier's been out for a couple months now, and it's doing very well. And basically, it's a very heartwarming album. And the whole project came together, I believe, was Jeff and interviewing his dad and that. But can you go into that? How actually the whole concept came about?
Yeah, sure. And that's really kind of in a general way how it did start. You know, a couple of years ago, we were finishing up the Mindcrime 2 tour that we were doing across the world, and we started looking at what we wanted to do for the next record. And, you know, kind of at the same time, when we were throwing musical ideas around and trying to find a path of what to do, Jeff had opened up some communication with his dad. He had never really had any stories from his father. You know, his dad was an old-time war vet from back when. And, you know, in Jeff's family, as he told me, you know, he never really sat down and talked with his dad about it. It was just kind of a thing you didn't really discuss, apparently. You know, I didn't come from a military family, so that was all kind of new and interesting for me as well, just to kind of hear his perspective on that. And so when he had some conversations with his father and heard about what he went through, Jeff, you know, kind of started to get inspired by the whole thing to just know what, you know, military personnel, male or female, you know, what they've gone through for either as a veteran, what they're experiencing now, or what they do as current ones that are, you know, overseas, you know, fighting for our causes. So anyway, he expanded on that by, you know, going out and finding more and more people in the military that he could talk to and actually interview. You know, got video interviews and audio interviews with the families and the actual personnel themselves, and, you know, started to compile kind of just the content for, you know, the stories of these people's lives. And during the process of doing that, Jeff started feeding us, you know, kind of some ideas for the songs and what to do, and then we started to, you know, compose music to kind of support the visual, so to speak. And that's kind of how we normally make records, you know. So once we found, you know, the idea and the concept, we just kind of started to throw everything into the black kettle and stir it up. And, you know, you find a funnel and you start going down the tube and it starts to whittle itself down. And, you know, a couple of years later, here we are.
Well, when you guys came, or I should say Jeff came to you guys with the concept of saying, I want to do this, what was your first reaction?
You know, it was, it's always good. You know, Jeff's good at, you know, being able to express something to us so that we can kind of find a direction of what we want to do. And, you know, personally, I was really intrigued because, like I was saying, you know, I'd never really had a military background in my family. And I think a lot of people in the world, you know, definitely in the United States, not that I can speak for everybody, but people that I know, you know, it's enlightening because, you know, my exposure to the military is what I see on TV or in the movies, you know, and I just didn't have a lot to know about it. So to me, it was kind of a new journey for me to take as well, to kind of, you know, enlighten myself on the lives and times of the people that, you know, make our lives what they are these days, so we can have the freedoms that we enjoy. And you know, unfortunately, some of those people have to do some pretty heavy sacrifices to make it happen. But, you know, it was really cool, man. It was great for me. And now that we've done the journey and we've made the record and we've put it out there, you know, the response from our fans has been overwhelming. You know, everybody really enjoys the record musically, emotionally, you know, the content. And then as well, the support from, you know, the military people. You know, we've had so many meetings and signings and just, you know, at the concerts they're coming and they're bringing their families. And, you know, all of the discussion that happens, you know, since we kind of, you know, put this thing out there has opened up all sorts of communication. And, you know, man, you can't really argue. It's just been kind of a cool thing.